Hello and welcome to our first look at Kaiserpunk. We're checking out the demo today for Steam and Next Fest. For those of you who do not know, this game is sort of a world builder, almost colony builder, city builder, but then mixed with grand strategy 4X style elements. I am very excited. We have not checked it out at all yet. I'm going to play a random map. No, I'm going to play a predefined map, the tutorial. Because that's what we got. We're gonna play, let's see, this guy kind of looks like an old version of me. Henry Turner. So many options. I don't know what any of them do. I would take random here. Not gonna lie. We'll take bonus to infantry attack. That sounds useful. And our city name, Central Haven. Yes, this all looks fine. Perion, hello. Nornoth, good morning. Only unlock illegal gifts? If only. If only. That would be good for Hollywood Animal. Just a lot of illegal gifts.
In the early 20th century, the world was consumed by the flames of an unending conflict.
Sarah, hello.
The Great War, which was expected to draw to a close, instead spiraled into an abyss of perpetual warfare.
Loud.
The hopes for peace and restoration shattered as the envoys of the Versailles Peace Treaty were brutally assassinated, plunging the world into further chaos. As the years rolled on, the global stage transformed into a battleground where nations fought relentlessly, their war machines fueled by unquenchable thirst for power and dominance. Monarchies and empires, once pillars of strength, crumbled under the weight of constant warfare and the shifting tides of history.
Who thinks a blimp is a good way to deliver bombs?
A battalion of battle-weary soldiers, having deserted the relentless conflict, returned to their once familiar land, only to discover a haunting sight, a desolate wasteland of ruins. Amidst the crumbling remains of a nation, they encounter the lingering echoes of war, grappling with the ghosts of their past and the harsh realities of a world forever changed. Undeterred, they rally together, fueled by a resilient spirit to rebuild not just their lives, but also their shattered nation.
Oh, do we have to like rebuild the town before we can move outwards? I might have to move myself around a little bit this morning. The scumbags have dug in, but I think we can take them. They don't really scream experience. We could use the place to rest and recover, maybe even something else. Game did not wait for me there. Rep. Oh, he shot a tower and it exploded. Every journey starts with a single step. It's not much, but it's a start. The battalion has expelled the violent brigands from the local church and established a headquarters there. Very good. You know what? I think I actually am better at sitting down below. I think that one cutscene is hopefully the only thing that was going to be there. Hide me away. Leo, hello. Good morning. All right, what do we got? Click to start event. Welcome to the world of Kaiserpunk, a rather bleak world, at least in the beginning, but we're certain you'll turn it around, especially with the help of the diligent citizens of your city-state. Now that you've taken over a local church, set it up as your base of operations, let's take a few minutes to become familiar with your surroundings. It's difficult to do nothing, but we can use the ruins to our advantage. If we send our boys to clear the rubble, we'll salvage some resources and make some room. Start with a town square. WASDA, Q&E. You can also do this. We can also zoom in. We can also click on objects in the world. It's difficult to do. Oh, yes. Okay. You'll encounter many reminders of the devastation. Most of these can be salvaged for useful resources or other rewards or even repaired. Move them around like any other building. Pop, 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 pop. I like these little cutscenes. Everybody hard at work. Whoa, I'm getting a little motion sick. Blech. The old farm. Within several weeks, almost half the ruined village was cleared. Oh, okay, great. Yielding a trove of valuable resources. Battalion members will take on the task of scouting the area and vigilance against would-be enemies to ensure the safety of the fledgling community. Wow, it looks almost unrecognizable. Some civilians who were hiding in the ruins joined us. We should consider providing some housing or our people will fall ill. 2 small blocks should kick things off in the right direction. Constructing buildings is the main way to expand your capital, increase production of resources, and become a stronger power. The default view shows buildings categories at the bottom of the screen. Choose a category in a specific building and simply place it where you want. Makes sense? I kind of love that everything is movable. It's very nice. Camera drones gone mad. Labor housing, lawns. Lawns, decoration. Go on. Go lawn. It looks like we're a real one square kind of game here. With a sigh of joy and relief, members of the battalion and their local civilians have joined us. It's a welcome sight. They're not the best houses, but they'll do. They're dry and warm, which can't be said for the pathways. The smart choice is to clear out some roads, fancy roads. Everybody needs to be connected by roads. A new capital may be emerging for war and destruction, but that's no excuse for chaos. I'm very curious how this connects with like the grand strategy layer. A good road network connecting every nook and cranny will ensure the town develops properly and in order. It's time for a battalion. Salvage or repairs have to be handed down to your civilians. Project lawns, embrace the wilderness. Hell of a start. We won't be able to feed everyone by scavenging moldy bread and rotten vegetables. We're barely scraping by for food, and refugees appear every day. We got to start producing some food or our community won't last. Everybody's no strangers to farming. A simple vegetable farm will suffice. Unlocked a cotton field. Unlocked cotton. Basic form of production is employed by buildings that require no input. These are your farms and mines and similar buildings. Production cycles last 12 hours. Okay. BKA, this ain't no small farm. I see these are mines back here, it looks like. Build a farm, connect it with a road. The humble vegetable farm, the cornerstone of your future of your empire nation. Providing your people with the most basic of needs. It's a good start, but you're not there yet. The goods need to be produced. They must also flow. No depot nearby. Very good, sirs. Guess we'll make one of you. Oh, I guess I should probably do the quest. Reminding me of the zombie game. Infection-free zone, you're probably thinking. Yeah. People showing up, it's your job to feed and protect them. Yeah, that game was really good. They just had a huge update, actually, like last week, that I'm very curious to check out. We should consider what to do with the process. Build a depot, take care of stuff. Automatically dispatch transporters to handle transport tasks. The depot, more than likely the first of many, has dispatched its transporters. Okay. Governor, we've accomplished here in mere weeks. It's astounding. If this township's going to grow, we're going to need more manpower, a larger workforce, and handle yada yada yada. Our scouts have reported finding more locals in the ruins that won't join us if they have no place to stay. Make more houses. Everything requires workers. On top of that, you need recruits to train army units. Both workers and recruits come from the same pool. Immigration is the best way to get people. Immigration arrives from outside. To settle immigrants in your capital, simply place appropriate housing for them class-wise. I'm gonna leave some room here between houses. Refuse to min-max. With the small village beginning to take shape, our scouts are reporting new eyes in your direction. Hiding from the brigands, locals are starting to notice your progress. You cannot be sure if they are to be trusted, but they cannot afford to be picky. Salvaging for materials gets us so far. We cannot rely on scavenge parties to stumble on construction materials. We must produce them on their own. Set up plywood production. Wood produced by a forester is taken to a lumber yard, produced into plywood. Yes, okay. Place these two buildings close to each other. Small trucks will transport the resources directly. Got you, got you, got you. Well, what if I did this? And then that. How do you like me now, min-max? Branchy and Sons. Check the local depots if resource delivery is a problem. Made significant progress. We've unlocked manufacturing housing, lamps, and benches. Okay, I like it. Classic. Less than flattering words directed at you, Governor. It seems civilians aren't pleased with their end of the bargain. It's somewhat understandable since we're basically asking them to live off vegetables alone. We might need to produce wheat bread. Morale depends on a number of factors. Okay. Flour mill, bakery, pies. Flour, bread. Gotcha, gotcha. I'm going to put you there. And then I'm going to put this flour mill right here. And this bakery. I don't know why my camera jumped like that. I'm going to put this bakery right here. It's gonna be chaos in this town. Stable production of bread, perhaps the simplest yet essential resource, will help in the short term. Your citizens are gonna need more and more and more. I'm gonna need to connect this with a road or I'll go insane. Thank you. Hostiles incoming. Lookouts are reporting a large group is on the way here, probably buddies of the previous inhabitants. Orders? Send whoever we have armed to cut them off. I'm not letting that scum back in here. No negotiation. We go straight to war. People remarkably calm considering we're being shelled. Remarkably calm. How'd you get the roads to work? I was playing this last night and roads seemed to be finicky. I just clicked and pointed. Pointed and clicked even. Get that tank out of here. Skill issue. Yeah, I guess skill issue, Scuba. My bridge! How rude. They've seen so much war, nothing phases them. With a violent clash followed by the downing of the river, the brigands have shown their intentions. They are less than pleased with you taking over a territory they deemed theirs, and will stop at nothing to take it back. Your staunch resolve stop them for now, but you can surely expect their attacks to continue. They've retreated for now. It's only a matter of time before they try again. Our guys can't follow them because of the bridge, which gives them time to recover. Without proper security, we're sitting ducks. We got to get a military base up and start training some militias. Check out the nearby ruined factory. Ruins. Ruins. Old promenade. Damaged building. Damaged labor house. A few other tips for immigration. Temporary pause production, boost morale, build propaganda bureaus. This requires 9 laborers, 25 laborers, 48 laborers. I don't have any manufacturer housing. But I feel like I could. Let me get some more roads in here. Check out the nearby ruined factory. Oh, it's down here. Propaganda, time for Tropico 5. As you well know, Governor, training and keeping a standing army takes a lot of resources. Thankfully, I might have a solution. There's a factory in the region. It's in ruins, but I'm certain we'll find a lot of what we need to in there. It's got nice bunkers. Tremaine Wholesale Company. Yarnell's Pawnbroker. Sunlight. There's lots of good little details on the buildings. The battalion cautiously navigates the hazardous terrains of the ruined factory, unearthing machines and tools that once fueled productivity. A chance encounter reveals a group of skilled workers who have adapted to the grim surroundings. See if they're willing to join us. Your worthy scout teams have located and your diligent citizens have salvaged essential resources required to equip your army. It might not seem like much, but it's a start. We can train a new battalion. This takes time, currently not an ample supply, but make no mistake, it will be necessary. We got 10 manufacturers, 2 hundo handguns, and a bunch of ammo and food. Repair. Salvage? This says you could repair the warehouse and get it back into mint condition. But then it also only gives me the salvage option. Demolish. Yeah, I don't want to demolish any of this stuff. I'd rather repair it all. I guess we could salvage an old parking lot or some ruins. Ah, if only I had some gems I could spend. Speed this up. JK. Let's not go there. It appears that this is actually the road. Can I make a double road? What happens? Oh, it's awful. I regret everything. As expected, the storage facility was full. Resource-wise, we're covered for a bit. If it's not sustainable in the long run, we can train and arm a basic army. Simply build a new military base. A commanding officer, the Army's general, is automatically assigned and the army is formed. It won't have units. It's up to you to train individual armies and units that an army consists of. Okay. Munitions factory, regular factory. I feel like all this should go down here. Honestly, I feel like this should go here. But I suppose. Brave volunteers from your disbanded battalion have come forward to form a new militia to serve in your first army. They know what's at stake. They know what's not nearly enough. But training more units demands weapons, resources, and recruits, a scarce commodity. The world map is now accessible. Yeah, Scuba, I don't know how you had trouble with the roads. Maybe they patched something? No roads showed up ever? This game and Hollywood Animal, you think are the best demos so far? This game looks pretty good so far. So far, it's pretty clean. When you select a military base, you have a complete overview of the army calling that base their HQ. If there's an empty slot, up to 8 units can be created and queued for the training. Lucas. I want more men. More field guns. More militia. That's going to be your army. All right. More housing complexes. Manufacturers, laborers, morale. What else can we build? Like, did I build a bakery? Yes, that's a house. Okay. Cotton fields, iron mine, cellulose factory, coal mine, smelters, weavers, clothiers, paper mills, lumber yard, windmill, produces some electricity. A gravel pit, a power substation, a fire station, and an elementary school. Depot, dirt road, printing press, and a brewery. Well, a brewery sounds like it would probably be good for morale. You have a factory. I'm also going to need a munitions factory for sure. Well, let's get to work, people. We now officially have a factory, but we don't have enough manufacturers to work in it. So we're probably going to want some more manufacturing housing. I feel like this is just so far away from my base. Let's get a couple more of those, lads. Negative 33 unemployed manufacturers. Uh-oh. That's going to get confusing. How are these guys doing? Slow. I do want to look at this world map. All right, we're Central Europe. Wow, they got the whole world. Look, they even got Newfoundland. They even got PEI. They have New Zealand. Wow. And Finland. They even put in the fantasy countries. Trees. What's this? A park? Shrubs. Lamps. Lawn. City Hall's got to have a nice lawn. Feels like this should probably blend together. Just a wee bit. Unemployed 0, unemployed 2. Okay, I need like way more housing. I'm missing 20 planks. Okay, well. Butter my biscuit. I can't remove anybody from the queue here. And this quest is for militia units. Which might mean that I have to wait for all these field guns to be built before those militia actually come in. Feel like those resources might have been needed, the ones you used making lawns? Never. I refuse. I'm thinking about building coal mines next. can't stop me. I'm out of control. I understand. These roads are not actually roads. Are they? This somehow appears to be roads. We've unlocked water pumps and water towers. Okay. You know, you don't miss freeform road building until you go back to a grid-based road building game. And then suddenly, you miss freeform roads. Honestly, it feels like I would have been better off scrapping that factory and just rebuilding it up here, right? Look how far people have to walk. Not linked to town center. Huh. So these roads don't count as roads. It looks like. Maybe I don't know, maybe they'll figure this out in a minute. Tayson, hello. How you doing, dude? Oh, move mode. All right, well. Yeah, looks like maybe we just solved the problem the old-fashioned way. By just picking up an entire factory and moving it. Get rid of these trenches. Give me back some wood. No power substation nearby. Power substation. Distributes electricity to all nearby buildings that require it, provided the electricity production is sufficient. Has a limited output, so multiple substations might be necessary to fulfill demands. Insufficient electricity. No, it's good. We are officially making food, army, handguns, rifles, submachine guns, and regular machine guns. Will I play Empires of the Undergrowth again? I haven't uninstalled it, so I'm not sure. We got a pretty busy week coming up with the new Age of Wonders stuff. But I did have a lot of fun playing that. Waiting for the part of the game that introduces Agent to espionage so he can blow up bases and stuff all sneaky like? Ooh, I hope so. Really screwed myself building all these field guns here. Oh, you can remove them from the queue. I see. I just also need handguns, which I can now make because we have the factory. A bit of a weird tutorial pass that you need to like move the factory to get it working. And I don't know if that's on purpose. It feels like probably not. Unemployed 10, unemployed 5. So you got 50 manufacturers working in this factory. And what's going on? How fast do you make things? You're making food rations. No, I need you to make handguns, dudes. Do I have steel? No. Plastics, rubber, machine guns, food rations. Okay, so I need to get a steel industry up and running right now. Or I need to find... I don't understand what happened to all my machine guns. All my handguns. It said I had 200 handguns. I should have only spent 100 here between the two of them. Oh, now I got him. Okay, so interesting. Okay, so it gave the handguns to the guys further down the queue, and I couldn't build those. I maybe just need to slow down and follow the tutorial. Is this more SimCity or Anno 18? I think a little Anno, but it's also got this weird like strategy element. I actually thought it was more strategy than it was city builder. Make smokes and drinks, it'll all be good. Casual steel industry, no big deal. We'll get our militia. Step by step. Though it is making me be like, what else do I need? Water pumps, water towers. Could we get that steel mine on the go? Army ready. One of your armies is ready for its next move. Awaiting orders. Deploy to, I guess, Central Europe. I'm the owner of Central Europe. Outposts, Propaganda Bureau, Factory Complex. More immigrants. Farming Center. Infrastructure. Mining site. Airbase. Tax office. Infrastructure. Garrison Infantry. Long range. Anti-air. Army. Okay, I don't understand. Train 3 additional militia? I don't think I have the handguns for that, dude. Our army is deploying. 7 hours. Okay, so they're going somewhere, I guess. The pre-release I watched sort of disappointed, making cotton farm in Central Europe. It's like growing strawberries in the North Pole. The cotton farm was the first thing I unlocked. Strangely enough. I guess we might as well have our laborers. Oh. Okay. Laborers be laboring. All right, we're just like devouring resources all over the place. Army ready. Every unit is deployed. Ah, here we go. Okay, so we had to deploy them before we could move them anywhere. Shall we head into Eastern Europe? To attack whoever this is? Oh, they have way more guys than us. Let's not do that. When a battle starts, you're first presented with the battle preparation screen. It's where you make all the critical decisions, what armies are involved, who they attack or confront. Once you're happy with the tactical decision, press the big button on the bottom center and let the battle play out. Your generals will heed your commands and take over. Armies will turn slapping each other. And when all the armies have done their actions, you'll be presented with a nice battle results screen. Anti-militia battery. Yeah, that seems like it would probably kill all my militia. Oh, looks like I have no choice but to advance the battle phase. At long range, my militia gets shot up a lot, and we have defeated. But I guess we can lick our wounds. Armies, battalions, naval fleets, air force, alignment, ownership. Army on cooldown. Okay. Train 3 more militia. I mean, I don't have any handguns. Copper mine, zinc mine. Smelter. Iron mine. Well, I'm gonna need iron. That's coal. That's copper. That's zinc. That's water. That's iron. Country road, take me home. All right, so you're going to build iron, I guess. We're going to take that iron into this smelter, which I feel like is probably going to also want that coal. So let's just get the coal mine up and running too. And then we'll build a smelter right here. So you're making coal. Steel. I need iron and coal to make steel. Good news, everybody. That's exactly what I have. We're going to move this labor house here, and then I'm going to make more labor houses. We've unlocked vehicle factory, conveyor belts, and tanks. Seems kind of handy. Military threshold reached. Train more militia. These guys say they're ready for attack again. Shall we perhaps attack Western Europe instead? This looks more doable. Defeat. It's not clear what I'm meant to be doing right now, other than training 3 militia, and I feel like it just broke. But I'm going to keep attacking nearby places to see if we can expand. We'll get the steel industry online. We'll get a few more things up and running. Spoiler, Carpathia, my eternal problem with anything city builder, devouring resources everywhere. It's non-stop. It's gotta be. Here, we do have some laborers, but we need many more to actually be able to get rid of these buildings. I also need some more manufacturing homies. 40 wood. What about another lumber mill? Lumber mill? I think I've lost my mind. I completely lost the one lumber mill. There it is. Lumber yard. It's going to require probably another forester as well. So I tell you what. I need lumber to make a lumber yard. That's not a good idea. Don't do that. Don't ever lock a building behind the resource you need to make that building. That is a recipe for disaster and for getting people soft locked. Too many games have I played where that's happened. It never goes well. Saying there's a cotton field to be built in Europe, any different to what people actually do, devouring resources everywhere? I mean, that seems a little fair. Can't work on this yet. Got enough to build you? Aha! Before you can use an army, you have to deploy it first. You can do this by selecting it on the world map and do it from the military base info panel. Click on deploy, select a region. Deployment takes time. The further away from your capital, the further it takes to deploy. Did I build 3 more military guys? No, but I built 1. And we unlocked a market, land trade. This guy's still missing steel. It's coming. We're getting stronger here. They're getting weaker. Oh, did we not add him? Your first army is leaving the military base, embarking on whatever task you want. It'll take them some time to fully deploy. After that, they'll be ready. I want to add them into his squadron. All right, I have enough laborers to salvage this, so let's just do it. And then let's build that lumber mill. As that seems to be my choke point right now. Ah, new quest. Right into the depot. Remarkably chill about it. You count ourselves lucky this time. It could have ended much worse. Thankfully, the depot guys put out any fires, but we shouldn't rely on amateurs for that. Public safety, stories, and events. Public safety is the most fundamental element of public services in Kaiserpunk. It deals with crime, natural and man-made disasters, as well as widespread medical emergencies. Fire is your primary concern. A single fire will be the least of your worries, as such a small-scale problem have a rude tendency to escalate into stories of their own. We got what we can from the warehouse. I'm sure we can agree that we need more weapons and other supplies. We need to become self-sufficient. Single production building can produce multiple resources, just not at the same time. There's no penalty associated with it. You're in charge. You give the orders. Start producing handgun components. Set a lumber yard to produce lumber. Build an additional lumber yard if needed. Oh. Ew. Ooh, a lot of the more advanced resources require raw ore to mine ore, put a thing over the thing. Interesting. Plywood, lumber. Build an iron mine, build a coal mine, build a smelter, set it to produce steel. We're ahead of the curve this time, lads. Might be a good idea to build houses close to the work, especially the iron mine. Yeah. I don't really see people going to the mines, though. It only seems like people go from the depots. Weapons like handguns and rifles are produced in factories, the same as food. Weapons in Kaiserpunk are mass-produced. If Great War has taught you anything, is that you can never have enough good weapons. Research is automatic and directly linked to what you're doing in the capital. Blah, 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 blah. The bulk of it is done passively. Set up cellulose production. Okay. Set up brass production. Copper and zinc. Needs more wood. What's this guy want me to do? Our army has finished deploying and awaiting further orders. We should march into neighboring regions. Access the world map. Blah, 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 blah. To move an army, select the army, select commands, move into non-controlled regions. Carpathia, maybe? We're not sure where the airbase is located. Our best base is observed flight path is Carpathia. Oh, okay. I guess I'm going this way then instead. Rat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat. Defeat. So I guess we'll just keep attacking Carpathia until we figure this out. Field guns and infantry tanks. I don't suppose I have field guns and infantry tanks, do I? Plywood, bricks, concrete, glass. What are my other resources? Conquer Carpathia and build what we need for this. You can get moved up there. So we need copper mine. I need more. We still need more lumber. This is the problem. They tricked me. Into having to build a second one of these. What are you missing? Wood. You produce 30 wood. 4 out of 20. 2 out of 10. Do I need like more depots? Is this the problem? Logistical support and resource providing to buildings inside the effective radius? Yeah, that is actually the problem. Believe it or not. Ah, what a surprise. They cost plywood. Don't everything. Yeah, so I have one depot. And it basically can't get to that mine. So I'm just going to build another one up here to help supply all these guys. Take a bit of the heat off of them. We're ready to attack Carpathia again. Rat-a-tat-tats. Give me some lumber. Okay, so even once they make it, we still got to send like a depot truck to pick it up, I guess. And then drop it off. Yeah, so these guys got 40 lumber, 50 lumber here. Okay, so the problem I'm having is I literally just have nobody to come pick up the lumber. Hopefully that's what that truck just did. He picked up a little bit of it, but not a lot. But it is enough to get a second depot up and running. Clearly the key. So the key is depots. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like you can say where depots should go. So this factory, if it's requiring steel and coal, it should probably go up here. Which also means I need to move that power substation. Is that close enough? That's close enough. It's right across the street from the windmill. It's perfect. All right, and now things are like actually being kind of made. So we'll build ourselves a little copper mine. We'll try to get ourselves a little zinc mine. We need another 50 wood. Yeah, I don't suppose we have any field gun parts, do we? What about tank parts? No? Dashboard? Aha, stock. Aha. No field gun parts. And no tank parts. I like that menu. That's nice. Rifles, submachine guns, machine guns. Rubber. We unlocked ranches and fisheries. Meat. And other things. Okay. You guys ready to attack again? Attack! I think we're one more attack off there, probably. Deploy those extra troops out in the field. And then we'll get a zinc mine up and running. So unfortunately, got to connect in a very weird way, but it's also going to need a smelter, which I think goes here. It's also going to need electricity. So we'll put a substation right here next to it. And then you're going to make brass. Now that's all left is to build a munitions factory and produce our own ammunition. Munitions factory. Well, shucks, I think he can go there. I clearly need more wind, though. Is that going to be enough? Insufficient workforce. Oh my god, we got no laborers. Oh, we got no laborers by like a huge margin. I am always running out of these guys. We need that good immigration. Get that workforce up and running. Clay pits and brickworks. We're gonna attack Carpathia again. Is this the one that wins it? Heck yeah. The airbase isn't here. My mistake. We need to make sure the info is 100% valid next time. I will, however, advise not to. Okay, never mind. I guess I won't read that. The entire world, the landmass, consists of regions. Controlling a region makes it possible to exploit resources. This is done automatically, but it's important to note that the rate of exploitation is directly linked to region stability. If it's too low, you won't be able to get anything from it. That means no immigration. The cost, however, still remains. Select a region to open up its info panel, what's in it, and what can be produced. Okay. Labor high rise. Clock. Kiosk. It produces immigration of laborers, basically everybody. It produces meat, crude oil, and silk cloth. All right. Well, I'm not going to build anything else in it then. But I will send my team home, I think. Just for safety. Clicked a quest, but it didn't do anything. It's building, missing cellulose and brass. It'll figure it out. Food rations are used by a lot of our army. We need to have a steady production. We need to produce a sufficient stream of vegetables and bread. Laborers also... Okay, never mind. I guess I won't read that either. You want more farms? I need to get rid of this little bit of road. Good news! We located the airbase. It's in the West Balkans. Bad news, it's fortified. We need artillery. Yeah, I maybe need to slow down the game. I think this might be what's happening right now is I just have the game on like super speed. You guys want another grain field as well? Seems a bit greedy, honestly. How much food could you possibly need to eat? Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. Okay, hilarious. Another flour mill. Oh, we don't have resources for that. We want more bread production. We want to conquer the West Balkans. These guys aren't that tough. Just takes a while to break through. Silk, they must have good relations with China. My verisimilitude. No, my verisimilitude, no. I don't want all this road here. It's too much road. Flour mill. You also want another bakery. Fine. You also want to conquer the West Balkans. Fine. I wish our decorations did more. It's a big thing for me, decorations in city builder games. Because then when they work so nice. In games like Against the Storm, where they give you like actual upgrades to your town or provide like upgrades for things around them. I feel like this is an important thing for all city builders to have. Is functional decorations. And unfortunately, I feel like you don't get it very much. Now we're producing bread and vegetables. Once we have a factory up and running, we can use these to produce food rations. Somewhere up here. No, that's my smelter. Up here. Okay. So I would need to switch this from handguns to food rations. Very good. Infantry with guns will get us so far. We need to produce something heavy like artillery and vehicles. Select a vehicle type factory. Use the information to queue up what and how many. All right, we don't really have the juice for that. Part of me doesn't understand, why don't my militia heal between fights? Newton, hello. How we doing? I guess I'm just waiting for a bajillion lumber at this point. Change the current weather? I'm a god. Always good to be able to change the weather. The drop of a hat. We'll keep it to dynamic. All right, West Balkans. Die. Victory. We've taken over the West Balkans. The airbase is pretty much intact. What we do with it is up to you, but I suggest keeping it operational. It's wise to be airborne. The field battle has fallen silent. Scorched equipment and bodies fill the horizon. The smell of blood lingers in the air. You are victorious. Ba, 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 ba. This guy produces grain, zinc, and glass, as well as immigration. Pretty much everybody gets penalties here except for infantry. Airbase. Okay. Okay. Vehicle factory. Produce field guns out of steel. And then build field guns. Probably. Been pretty much out of it for a couple of days, I understand. Doing all right. Been jamming on a bunch of demos. This guy needs manufacturers out the yin yang. A lot of demos. Not a lot of wood. Oil pumps and refineries. Okay. I think I kind of get the vibe, the loop of this game. I see what's going on. We need like 1 million more people. We have to build a bunch of houses. I pretty much constantly getting choked up on lumber. It looks like you expand. I'm curious because the game does have like random maps, but I wonder, like, do you always start in Central Europe or can you end up in other parts of the world? The fact that they have the whole map makes me think that probably you could go anywhere because this is like a fictional alternate future. So I'm pretty curious to see where else this game goes, but I think because we've been at it for about an hour, we'll call that at our first look at Kaiserpunk. Thank you for joining us. I quite like this game. I'm very curious to see where it develops. It's obviously got a lot of cool things part of it right now. I'm curious if they expand the strategy out a little more, or if it's just going to be kind of this risk style of like my bigger army beats your smaller army. I'm sure once you start entering in planes and tanks and everything else, there's going to be some more complicated tactics involved. So I'm very, very curious to see how it kind of like seamlessly blends together and how seamless it is. In the meantime, thank you for joining us.